Welcome to Basic Language Learning, getting to know the different elements of a sentence. Today we'll be looking at Lesson 1, Tenses. This is the second lesson in tenses. If you did Basic Language Learning 1, you should know the first lesson in tenses by now. Right, so once we are done with this lesson, you should know the perfect and perfect continuous tenses, and you should understand how to change these tenses. Now also have your handout in front of you, either print it out or on your computer before you continue with this lesson. So why is it important for us to know our tenses and to know them well? There are two reasons. Because tenses help us understand the time and order of events in a sentence, and it allows us to convey important information correctly. So as stated in the previous video, English has 12 tenses. Now, by now, you should know 6 of them from the first Basic Language Learning course. Today, we're going to learn the other 2, perfect and perfect continuous. So I want you to look specifically at perfect and perfect continuous for now. You should already have copied down the simple and continuous tenses as well as their 3 times, past, present, and future. Now I want you to pause this video and write down the other tenses, perfect and perfect continuous, add it to your recipe table. Remember, in the previous course, it was very important for us to know the recipe and follow it exactly, so make sure you write it down again now. Right, so we're back. I hope you paused this video and took the time to write down these tenses, because we are going to use this recipe all the way through the rest of this lesson. Now, I want us to start with the verb dream. I want you to draw your attention to the second table on the screen, where dream has been conjugated. Can you remember what conjugate means? So dream has been conjugated, and you'll see here we followed the recipe exactly. So simple past is the verb in past form, and if you look on your handout, you'll see that is dreamt. Present is just the verb, there's just a V in the recipe table, dream. Future is will plus your verb in your recipe table. Thus, will plus dream, will dream. And then continuous tense, you should know as well, it is your auxiliary verb was or were in the past, plus your verb plus ing. Was dreaming. And then present tense is your auxiliary verb am, is, or are, plus your verb plus ing. Remember, if you get confused, the subject is always I unless stated otherwise. So, am dreaming. Am plus your verb plus ing. Am dreaming. Future is will plus be plus your verb plus ing. Will be dreaming. Now, those tables you should already know. That recipe you should effectively already know. We are now moving on to the perfect and perfect continuous tenses. So with your handout in front of you and your full recipe in front of you, let's go through it together. So the perfect tense, it has what we call a past participle. That is what the PP stands for. So P is past participle, and if you look at your handout, you'll see there is a column there with past participle. Right. Had plus PP. So, past perfect tense, had dreamt. Present is has or have plus past participle, so have dreamt. Future is will plus have plus your past participle, so it is will have dreamt. That is the perfect tense. Now we get into perfect continuous. Now, perfect continuous is, in my opinion, the easiest one because it follows the recipe to a T without fail. You must just know your recipe. So let's look at it. Had plus been plus verb plus ing in your perfect continuous past. So, had been dreaming. Now we move on to present, perfect continuous, has or have, your auxiliary verbs, plus been, plus verb, plus ing. So that translates to, look at the bottom, have been dreaming. And then future tense, if we look at the recipe table, future perfect continuous, will plus have plus been plus verb plus ing. It seems like a lot, but look at your recipe, will plus have plus been plus ing. Apologies, plus verb plus ing. That translates to, look at the bottom, will have been dreaming. You see, it follows the recipe exactly. Now let's try another example. And we're going to try an irregular verb again. Remember, regular verbs follow the normal ed recipe, so they're a lot easier to conjugate, whereas irregular verbs aren't easy. So with your handout in front of you, I want you to come with me and do blow. So pause this video and see if you can do blow by yourself. Draw an empty recipe table and then conjugate blow all by yourself. Right, so we're back. I hope you took the time to pause this video and try and conjugate blow by yourself. Remember, we follow the recipe exactly. Now, simple and continuous tenses. We already know those, so I'm going to go through them a bit faster. Simple past, remember, it's VP, your past simple form of your verb, that's blew. Present is just your verb, so that's blow. Future, will blow, will plus your verb. And then continuous tense, was or were plus your verb plus ing. So was blowing. Present is am, is, or are plus your verb plus ing. So am blowing. Future tense is will plus be plus verb plus ing. Will be blowing. Now we get to the perfect tense. Now, a lot of people struggle with the perfect tense because they don't know where it fits in. We're going to fit it in a later course, and I'm going to explain to you how to use them in a bit of a later course. You might already know, but for now, I want you to memorize how to do them. So let's get to the perfect tense. I want you to look at the perfect tense, see if you got it the same as mine. So the perfect tense, remember we said, is your auxiliary verb plus your past participle. The perfect tense will always use the past participle. Now, in past perfect, we have had plus your past participle. So, had blown. Present perfect, has or have plus your past participle. So, have blown. Future perfect, will plus have plus your past participle. Will have blown. It's as simple as that. Follow your recipe. As simple as that. Then we get to perfect continuous. Had plus been plus verb plus ing. Had been blowing. Then we get to present. Have or has plus been plus verb plus your ing. Have been blowing. Perfect continuous. Will have been blowing. Right. So you should know your recipe quite well by now. You're going to practice it in a little while. So I want you to know your recipe very, very well and practice it with all the verbs on your handout. As always, I want to give you a few self-study examples. These are the same as from the previous course and the previous lesson on tenses. So now you can just go and complete the other 6 tenses for all 4 of these verbs. And then if you want more practice, you can use your handout to make sure that you get the maximum amount of practice in. And also, don't forget, unless stated otherwise, the subject for the verb is always I.